This is AmateurLogic, episode 124 for December 15th, 2018. This episode of AmateurLogic is brought to you by MFJ, the world leaders in ham radio accessories at mfjenterprises.com. And by ICOM. The holidays are here and ICOM's got plenty of cheer for everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the Christmas Spectacular 2018 episode of AmateurLogic. I'm George.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Emile.
I'm Mike.
And boy, do we have a fun show lined up tonight.
Yeah, you know, I almost said I'm Dean Martin again.
Well, I almost said Professor Thomas.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah. For those who don't watch Ham College, those are the
alter egos.
Alter egos. Yeah, that you could say it that way. We've got. Well, boy, a bunch of stuff lined up tonight. First of all, if you look right up here, we've got our Canadian buddy, Mike, VE3MIC. Hi, Mike.
Hi, George.
And what is that behind you? Fragile?
Fragile. It's Italian.
That's right. It's Italian.
And you've got the official leg lamp, just like we've got right here on the desk.
We got the mini leg lamp.
The mini leg, yeah. Baby size.
I pulled out all the stops this year, George.
I can tell. Emile, you did too. You've got a tie on.
I did. You know, tis the season, as you guys heard from the theme music there that you got, and I figured I'd go in kind here with my Looney Tunes Christmas tie.
Okay. And well, I got a new Santa hat. I've got an old one somewhere. Yeah, this is a new one. This thing cost me like $3.50.
Oh, you went all out.
Well, it's about the size for a child. I can hardly get it to fit on my head here, so I should have spent the extra buck.
Yeah?
No, you shouldn't have. The price was right.
And Tommy, that's your chest hair?
I've been cultivating the chest hair since last year. This is my beard, man.
It looks like you bleached it out a little there, too, maybe.
Sorry for the scratchy there.
Well, a lot of fun stuff in the show tonight. We've had some unexpected things come up as well. We had people send us some things for another taste test.
Awesome. That's always fun.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that a little bit later. I think Emile's going to get in on that action. Mike, unless you've got something in that box up there, I'm sorry, man. We didn't have a chance to get anything up.
Oh, believe me, it's going to be just as much fun for me, I'm sure.
Yeah, it might be more fun considering one of the things that we're going to taste test here.
Yeah. You know, the rum butter from last month that Nigel...
That was actually good.
It was great. Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's gone.
Oh, man.
It was good stuff.
It was very good. Thanks for that, Nigel. Well, lots going on tonight. My segment, you might remember last month I did the Dtmf relay project. Mm-hmm. I have added a cool factor to that.
Oh.
Times 400.
400?
Yeah.
That's way cool.
Oh, yeah. It's much cooler than the one I had last month, although the one I had last month works perfectly fine. Mm-hmm. Well, I enhanced it a little bit, and to be honest, I'd actually done all of that before I ever shot the first segment there, but I held it back. So
you've been holding out on us.
Well, it was just going to be too long to put all the functions into one episode, so kind of held it up. What are you going to have this month, Tommy?
Well, you know, I kind of let the cat out of the bag when we were talking about the PiStar.
We couldn't stop talking about it, so I remember.
Yeah, so I went ahead and took care of that and set it up. It was really nice.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to watch that because I want to do mine hotspot as well. Emile, what are you going to have this month?
Well, we had a cool chance to operate and to help our fellow meteorological enthusiasts. So you'll get to see all about that this month.
Oh, neat.
Okay.
Cool.
And Mike, I know you usually bring along something when you show up here.
Well, George, this year, there's a saying that says you don't know how much stuff you have until you move. Well, we're going to find out exactly what I found in that move. And anyway, it's going to be some fun.
Yeah, I've had a sneak peek at it. It is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, cool.
Well, anytime we're shooting a show live, we've got a chat room going on at the same time. And why I don't have this in the right order here, let me just get to it. For those of you watching on the live stream there, anytime we're live, we've got that chat room as just mentioned, AmateurLogic.TV/chat. Great group of folks in there, having a lot of fun. And we get some cues from them every now and then throughout the show. We can't keep one eye there and one eye on the screen at the same time.
I get a headache after a while.
It's kind of hard to do. But we do check in there to see what's going on. Well, I've got an email here. I guess let's just get on into that tonight.
Bring the lower third down.
You could. You're allowed to touch it.
I don't ever remember which on there.
Take 6.
Take 2. Well, I've got an email tonight that comes from our friend Kevin Hastings, VE9XYZ.
Cool call.
That's somewhere in Canada, isn't it, Mike?
VE9, is that in Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay. St. John, New Brunswick.
Oh. Great stew.
Last month I had a few photos in here. We looked at them, and one of the things we had was that Silvertone radio that for $39.95. We decided that was probably a good deal, and you got so much with that. But a few of the things we did not understand there. Kevin wanted to clear it up for us a little bit. He said, George, this radio from Sears that you showed looks very much like this one right here. It is a Rogers Majestic in his living room. It was bought by my grandfather the same year my dad was born in 1932.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It worked the last time he tested it, but he doesn't leave it plugged in, and that's probably wise. Here's his guess as to a modern translation of some of those special features we talked about. The image frequency suppression must mean tuning knob. The microsensitivity compensator is what we'd call a volume control these days. And he said he's just guessing. There's only 3 knobs, so maybe we're just overanalyzing things a little bit. So that's a nice looking radio, and it does look a lot like that Silvertone. There's a close-up of the dial there. It looks like it's backwards.
Oh, it sure does.
Yeah.
It sure does.
So I don't know. Are y'all's frequencies up there backwards, Mike?
Well, we're in the northern hemisphere. It should be the same for you guys down there.
Then if that was Peter, it should be
If it's
backwards.
Peter, it'd be backwards for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the Australian version.
Yeah. Maybe so. But Rogers, that's a Canadian brand, isn't it?
I'm not sure if that one is or not. Of course, back then, they were always moving around. I know RCA was up here in Canada for sure. A few other ones as well that I can't recall off the top of my head, but I don't know whether that was one of them or not.
Okay. Well, thanks for the information there, Kevin. It's fun to look at those old radios. For that kind of money, $40, that was probably, like $500,000 back in...
Yeah. I saw it said $5 down, $5 a month till you pay it off.
Well, that's a whole month's paycheck, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, I know you've got an email over there. Tommy, what have you got tonight?
Well, I do have one, but I didn't know I was next.
No, actually,
Emile.
no. Yeah, I know that's what it says, but that's not what it says here. And the photo I've got queued up to go next is neither one of those.
This is true.
So I'll have to do some backing up here. So go ahead with yours there, Tom.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good plan. Okay, this is to AmateurLogic.TV from Rockin' Ray. Dear AmateurLogic.TV viewers, I'm sorry that I couldn't join you again this year, but as you know, we released several exciting new products this year. RF direct sampling is the future of radio, and it's here today.
That looks like a familiar scene there for some reason.
And don't call me Shirley.
We just want you to know we're all counting on you.
Earlier this year, I visited the headquarters in Osaka, Japan, and the production line's been running full speed to ensure that there will be plenty of radios under the tree and in stockings this Christmas. Happy holidays, Santa Ray.
Wow, thanks for that, Santa Ray. We haven't heard from him in, almost a year?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thanks for that, Santa Ray.
Well, I don't know about that crew he had there on that test brochure that he had going there. That one of those guys looked familiar to me, though. I think it was the one on the left, best I remember. The autopilot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about all we can stretch out of that one.
Yeah. Next.
All right. Email, what have you got this month? I know you told us a minute ago, but I'm kind of, I've got the Alzheimer's going here. I don't remember.
Okay, I can refresh your memory.
Okay.
The club down here, W5SLA in Slidell, has a station co-located at our local NWS for the New Orleans region on the National Weather Service. And they recently, because of the end of hurricane season, put on the Skywarn Recognition Day. And we got to operate from our co-located station there. And here it is.
Ho, 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 ho! Hello, boys and girls! My favorite time of the year is here again! Yep, it's the Santa Watch Net! That's right, and Santa will be making his rounds, and once again, for the 8th year in a row, the gang at the Dewdrop Inn will be watching the radar. Join the Santa Watch Net starting at 1800 hours Eastern Time. Ho, 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 and my little elf Dave in 3N TV. Oh, he's still so cute! Gonna be calling the net and keeping track of St. Nick's location. And just like last year, Santa has a radio in his sleigh, and he may chat with the kids again. Oh, yes, bring all the little ones and get them checked in. Third-party traffic is always on the nice list. Once again, it's the Santa Watch Net. Christmas Eve, 1800 hours Eastern on the Dewdrop Inn Echo Link conference server. Node number 355800. Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas from me, old Santa, and all my little elves at the Dewdrop Inn. Ho, 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 ho.
So y'all have Santa doing weather spotting for you now? Or
You know, George, I'm not sure that's where we operated from.
You don't remember that part?
No, I don't remember that part at all.
Well, you were helping the big man himself.
Yeah, let's try this.
Hello, AmateurLogic.TV viewers. Skywarn Recognition Day was developed back in 1999 by the NWS and the American Radio Relay League. It celebrates the contributions that volunteer Skywarn radio operators make to the NWS. During that day, operators visit the NWS offices and contact other radio operators all across the world. 2018 was no exception. Luckily for me, I got to participate in the W5NWS club station that we co-locate and maintain at our office here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Thought it was a nice touch also that they flew the flag half-mast for President Bush, and we had quite a number of operators come through the event. Here you can see some of their instrumentation that they maintain, along with some antennas and tower sites here at the site. And of course, where would we be without the great products that they give us through the radar systems that they operate and maintain. Over a 2-day period, we had quite a few operators operating and made quite a few contacts with other NWS offices all across the country, which gains you an award. This is our station here. We have HF capabilities, VHF, UHF, and even a packet station that goes into the local packet digipeater system here, and local repeaters that the club W5SLA also maintains. So it's quite a system when needed. Although the official results don't come out until I think early next year, we think we achieved the Towering Cumulus Awards. We tend to want to stay away from some of the Category 3 and 5 certificates because we've been there and done that. So thanks everybody, and have a great holiday.
That made a little more sense, didn't it?
Yeah, I remember that part, not the Santa and the sleigh thing happening, but hey, you never know this time of the year.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, so
He's always watching.
That's right. We were good. At that event, George, we were good. We're not on the naughty list. We made contacts, and we helped the guys see what we could do, for them, because that's what it's all about, right? Service, public service, and it was a good time. And I see Glenn's in the chat room. KG5CEN was on the operating side while I was at home, and I contacted him via every mode possible, I think. VHF, UHF, D-Star, HF. I hit him on everything that I could. So obviously other operators had fun, but that was our stint when I was there.
cool. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun and a worthwhile cause as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, Mike, let's see. I believe you've got an email here for us, don't you?
I have a couple of
What's a post, maybe?
newsworthy posts, I guess you could refer to them as. One from the ARRL, and the other one is some news about WSJTX or FT8, I guess if you want to be more specific. But our 40 meter band is got some company now. Even though it's supposed to be primary service for the amateur band, we've got some broadcasters that are, I guess, primarily from, well, some of them are from, I guess, the northeast region of Africa, and they're broadcasting on a number of frequencies within the 40 meter band. And also, there's been some reports, and this is all being picked up by the monitoring system in Europe. And apparently, German telecommunication authorities have filed official complaints regarding it. There was also, from the monitoring station, reports of digital signals that have been traced to Israeli Navy and Russian military, and also, again, on the Russian over-the-horizon radar on 20 meters as well. And that was just this past the end of November on the 22nd. And then earlier, there was some reports about the Polish military in the 40 meter band. So, yeah, once again, we've got company in the 40 meter band. I remember when I was first licensed, there was a number of broadcasters that were on the 40 meter band for years, and it took a lot of time and effort to get them off. And they eventually vacated and went somewhere else, I suppose. But now we've got company again. So just what we need, especially with the handbands being what they are these days. Not too many other bands are open, so the only ones that seem to be open this time of year are 160, 80, and 40. Well, 22, depending on the conditions. But other than that, it's tough sledding, as we say up here.
Wow. Yeah, I really hate to... Pardon me?
Go ahead, George.
Yeah, I really hate to hear that. I haven't been on 40 lately listening around. I thought we had just cleared it out a little bit above 7,200. No, below 7,200. But it looks like we just made room for more broadcast.
Yeah, the frequencies that are listed here are 7.205, 7.18, and 7.14, and 7.12. Yeah, so that's that's not good news. So hopefully they'll get that sorted out soon. And then the other note I have here is regarding WSJT-X.
Let's save that one for a little later.
Okay.
In the show here. Well, let's take a quick break, get a message from ICOM, come on back, because we've got a lot more to go, and you're going to be telling us about
PiStar?
Yep.
I am? Okay.
For the love of the holidays, surprise your favorite ham this season with the gift that's on their hot list. The holidays are just around the corner, and ICOM has plenty of cheer for everyone. IC7610, the SDR every ham wants, and just in time for the holidays. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The ICOM IC7610 is a direct sampling software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of a SDR. RF direct sampling system, 110 RMDR, independent dual receivers, and dual digicell. IC7300, changing the way entry-level HF is designed. This high-performance innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and SD memory card slot. ICR30, raise the bar on DC to daylight receivers. Powerful yet easy to use, the ICR30 is packed full of features you've come to expect from ICOM. Built-in GPS and Bluetooth, dual bandwidth recording, high-speed scan, and there's an Android and iOS app available. The perfect stocking stuffer, the ID51A Plus 2 provides new modes for extended D-Star coverage. Enjoy integrated GPS, independent AM/FM receiver, and free Android apps. Terminal and access point mode, send and receive text messages and pictures. DV fast data mode, and easy FM repeater setting. Visit ICOM America/amateur for more information on all the great ICOM radios. And I'm glad to see you do this.
Yeah, well, I had somebody, actually I had a couple of people suggest a PiStar image for me, to me recently, and I wanted to redo mine. This was getting kind of long in the tooth, and so anyway, I decided to give it a try.
All right, well, let's take a look.
It's past time for me to redo my DV Mega access point. I was using, I believe it's a K5RAB image, possibly. I can't remember. I've used it for so long. But someone told me about the PiStar image, and I thought I'd give it a try. And it turns out to be super nice and super easy to set up. So I thought I'd run through that with you today. Last month I had a little segment about how to program your D-Star handy talkie, your radio, easily with your memory channels downloaded from dstarinfo.com. This time I want to show you how to set up your access point. So I'm going to go ahead and jump start it. I've downloaded the image, PiStar.uk. There's a downloads and the download PiStar link. Get the Raspberry Pi one here if that's what you're using. I've already downloaded that, and I'm going to go ahead and burn it to a brand new card, which I've got loaded here. And let's go ahead and write it. Be sure when you pick your device that you're picking your removable disk. In the meanwhile, I've already got my DV Mega set up inside of my DHAP Mini Mega. This is from Hardened Power Systems. Nice little box. Holds your Raspberry Pi and your DV Mega board all together. It's got the antenna. Ports are all exposed. Voltage meter. Place to access your SD card, or micro SD rather. Anyway, it's a very nice little box. Got nice little rubber feet on the bottom, so that's what I've been using for mine. I also have my DVAP, my DV access point, a little red one, this image works for that as well. But in this exercise, I'm going to set up the DV Mega. It's probably best to go ahead and put the latest firmware for your DV Mega on it, and you can easily find that at the link below. It's real easy to burn that, especially if you've got an Arduino Uno. That's what I use to update mine. We'll probably do a segment about that sometime in the future. There are a few prerequisites you're going to have to set this up. First of all, you're going to need a wired connection to the internet. and then your power supply, of course, for your Raspberry Pi, and a decent memory card that's compatible with your Pi. Big thing is the hardwire. After you get it online and working, you can set up the Wi-Fi, which is what I'll do later, but to get everything going, you definitely need that hard connection, so have that ready when you get started. The PiStar image does support DStar, DMR, Fusion, and P25. There are quite a few modes in there, although today I'm only going to really set up and test DStar. I may put my DMR ID on there. I have tested it in the past and it does work, so anyway, it's pretty easy to set up. Okay, the write is successful, and we'll eject our card. Okay, so I'll go ahead and insert this into my DV Mega, or my Raspberry Pi with my DV Mega mounted to it. And let's put some power to it. First of all, let's plug it up to the network. I plugged in the power, the network cable, and I got the switch on, so it's booting up. Now, on the instructions here, on the download page, there's some default instructions. It says to go here to set it up. Here's your username and your default password. You'll want to change those later, but for now, let's remember those. So let's go to PiStar admin. It came up with a login, pi-star, and oops, and Raspberry. And it came up, no mode defined, which means we haven't really configured anything. So let's go into configuration. And this one is so easy to do. So let's go through here. We want to use, I want to use the MMDVM host, so it uses multiple protocols here. And it requires the 3.07 firmware, which I've got like 3.26 on my DV Mega. We'll leave it on simplex node. The host name, I'm just going to leave it there for the time being. My call sign will be November 5 Zulu November Oscar. My frequency, I use 445.6. And put your GPS coordinates in there if you know them. I think these are close, but I'm not totally sure. I think that's close. My town is Madison. And my grid locator. And I am in the USA. And for my URL, I'm going to get mine off of QRZ. It's going to be the same. This is the one I looked up earlier, but it's going to be this same format. So I'll copy that one. I'll paste it in here and I'll put my call sign on it. And my radio modem type. This is very important. So I've got the DV Mega on a Raspberry Pi, and it's the single band. So that's my option. And my node type, I'm going to have public. And the time zone is going to be America, Chicago, I think, which is the same central time zone. Right there. And my dashboard, I'm going to change to English US. And let's apply the changes. I'll go ahead and turn my handy talkie on. I have it pre-set up for the same frequency because I used it before. So if it works, we should hear it talking. Okay, it says the modem selection has been updated. Reselect your modem from the list. Apparently it downloaded an updated selection. So let's go back here and double check that. I've still got the Raspberry Pi GPIO single band. And let's apply that again. So this is where the Wi-Fi setup stuff is done. I'm just going to leave that alone at the moment. Now we want to turn on DStar mode. So that's the protocol we're going to enable. We've got Yaesu System Fusion and DMR. Here, I'll go ahead and set up the DMR one at the same as well. You're going to have to apply the changes here because after you apply the changes, some other fields are going to open up that we're going to need to populate for those modes. And you can see down here it's still waiting. Okay, it's working on restarting the services. Now down here we've got our DMR information.
Actually, right now I'm going to tell you I'm on a cell phone.
Well,
have you heard about this PiStar?
You can see it by default. It wanted to start up with Reflector 1
No, I have not.
Charlie.
I listened to you guys talking about it, and something about a horn finder.
So anyway, it's that easy to be online. It literally will work right now. But I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more configuration. So mine, I like 30 Charlie. So I will pick that one. 30 Charlie. And I'm going to go manual. I don't really want it to start up and connect to one at first. And let's go ahead while we're in here and let's put our DMR stuff in. Okay. To get it to work earlier, I picked Brandmeister United States 3108. That's the only one that I actually got to work. And I need my DMR ID. Mine is 312-8025. And, okay, we should be able to save now. Apply changes. It'll disconnect. And we're back. The other thing I didn't change is I would like to put this on English US, and my APRS host I chose one of the United States ones since I'm here. Here, I'll do a Central APRS too. That's not the one I used before, but I think that'll do. And let's apply that again. That's all you have to do to get online with this thing. It really couldn't be any easier. And you can see I've never hooked up a monitor to this since I put this image on here. Let's take a look at what we can do. We can go over here to the dashboard and we can actually see what's going on. If we go into admin, we can link to 30 Charlie. Click request change. We should hear it.
Not linked. Link to REF030 Charlie.
Okay, it didn't link at first. One thing I noticed is it takes a few seconds after it comes back up for it to actually accept the command. So once it comes back up, give it just a moment. And we're good. We could talk on 30 Charlie now. If we want to unlink from there, we can do it here.
Not linked.
I'm going to go ahead and shut down and relocate mine over here to where it's going to live permanently. So let's shut down. Takes a few seconds. It's going to give you a notice that says, please give 30 seconds for it to fully shut down. Since we don't have a monitor on there, we can't confirm that it's finished. So give it plenty of time and then put it over there, power it back up, and you are good to go.
Good to go.
Very cool.
It's so easy, man. It's like, if you want to set up a hotspot, there's no reason not to. Like, anybody could do that. It's so easy.
We're going to find out because I'm going to try it after the show tonight.
Even you can set that up.
Good. That's good to know. That's giving me confidence.
It's
Do you
pretty
know
nice.
if PiStar supports a Callstein Connect?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I need to check on it and see. That'd be pretty nice.
That'd be really cool if it did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody in the chat room may know. I think it looks like Glenn's been using it already.
You've connected to ours, huh, Mike?
Yes.
Because that's what ours is. Yes. So yeah.
Oh, cool. Let's try it out then.
So when I call sign connected to your call sign, I guess because it last heard you on W5SLA, it routed through there. Okay, that's cool.
It's a nice image. It's really nice. You don't have to have a monitor. So I never did plug anything to the HDMI port to set the whole thing up.
Well,
You just browse to its interface, right? Its web thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool. You know, I think it was last month we were talking about DMR and Brandmeister, and maybe it was going away or something.
Well, it's still there. I don't know what. I didn't look to see what servers it's using, but the DMR stuff did work on it. I did. Well, you saw I put my stuff in there, and I did see that it connected because I heard one of the talk groups coming back. But I haven't really played with it too much. I'll use DStar several times on it.
Yeah. Have you heard anything more about that up there, Mike?
Not a lot, although I do know that it's getting sorted out and that it is still operating. There was some issues with some of the servers down in the U.S., but I think that's been sorted out now.
Yeah, I talked with somebody yesterday on the air, and he was telling me that somebody else had come in, they had maybe picked up, and it was back operational and working right again. So
Yeah. So
and they're doing some pretty interesting cross-linking between the various systems. I know there's some cross-links between DMR and Fusion, and cross-links between DStar and DMR. So there's a lot of experimenting going on Brandmeister right now. I shouldn't say right now. It always has been, but it continues.
okay.
Yeah. So one thing I was kind of in addition to that is you remember the what was it, DVAT Pi thing I did a long time ago, and I had an email from a guy who was trying to update his, and I was just kind of wondering if anybody's still really using that. If it's worth doing a segment on that. I don't know if you're interested in having an updated version of the DVAT Pi segment. Let me know. We might put one together.
And where would they send that email?
To Tommy at AmateurLogic.TV.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I've got an email here that came from Dale Norcutt, N6SFU, and he said, "What's a hobbyist to do? Been trying to find some 16-pin headers with hoods, tried the local Fry's, and they were out of it if they ever had them in inventory. There was a time you could go to Radio Shack and find parts for just about any project. Now not that I would use RF connectors from Radio Shack, but at least they had the parts." Well, Dale, that is a good question. We don't even have a local Fry's here to look in.
We've got nothing.
Yeah, some of this stuff, unfortunately, it's getting to where it's pretty much mail order most parts today. Just a lack of part stores anymore.
Yeah, you know what I did? I some of the things that I've needed, I actually went on eBay and ordered like pretty big packages of things anymore. So I've got huge thing of caps and huge thing of resistors and stuff now because you can't go onesie-twosie at the shack anymore.
So you're saying next time I need parts to contact the Z&O store?
Come on by.
Yeah.
I'll just put the key to the shed under the mat and you can just help yourself get what you need.
Well, what have you got over there, Tommy?
Oh yeah, I got one more left. I got one from Ed, DD5LP. He says, "Hi Tommy. After my iPod carked it, I guess that means it died. After only 9 years of service, I switched to an Android app called Player FM. All has been fine, and I've been receiving your ALTV and Ham College videos over the new service up until about 2 weeks ago, at which point you were no longer appearing. Upon investigation, I found the comment that the show was no longer found. And when I did a new search, I only found the audio version of ALTV, none of the video versions. Ed, DD5LP. There's a little bit more on there, but that's kind of the summary of it. But that's on me. So I had a mistake in the RSS feed. Those are done by hand, and anyway, I made a mistake. So if you're not seeing the feeds anymore, you might want to go back and resubscribe to it. It was actually the one that populates iTunes. So a lot of the other services use the iTunes feed also to populate their own. So anyway, sorry about the mistake on there, but that one was on me. but go resubscribe because we're definitely still here.
Yep. Looks like it.
Yep.
Well,
Pretty sure we're here.
last time I checked. We got a lot more to go tonight, so we're going to stop right here, get a quick message from MFJ. You know, there might be a little Easter egg in this.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we'll be right back. The holidays are here, and now is the time to get the ham on your Christmas list.
Thank you very
That
much.
perfect gift they just can't live without.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
With products from MFJ, Ameritron and Mirage amplifiers, Cushcraft and high gain antennas, and Vectronics, the MFJ catalog has become the ham's wish book. From antenna analyzers to Yagis and everything in between, MFJ's got you covered. It all starts with the proper power, and MFJ's selection of power supplies and power distribution products offer just the right solution to fit any need. Every station needs a suitable antenna system. MFJ, Cushcraft, and High Gain have the most choices. Mobiles, mag mounts, lip mounts, mirror and rack mounts, duplexers, screwdrivers, bug catchers, beams, dipoles, zips, portables, hex beams, cobwebs, mast, monobanders, tribanders, multibanders, verticals, Yagis, Ringos, loops, rotators, antenna switches, and more. You'll find them all here. Of course, MFJ's got SWR and watt meters, which are a staple for hams. One of the most wanted accessories is an antenna analyzer. Again, no one has more variety than MFJ. From the famous MFJ 259C to sophisticated graphing vector network analyzers. MFJ also has the most popular antenna tuners in the world, from inexpensive portable units to legal limit automatic IntelliTuners. MFJ has a tuner to match any antenna situation. And for the ham who wants a little extra get up and go, Ameritron and Mirage have the most linear amplifiers by far. HF, VHF, UHF, solid state or vacuum tube, manual or automatic tune, there's an amplifier designed to fit any ham shack or mobile installation. With well over 1,000 items, there's something that's sure to be the perfect gift for every ham. Visit mfjenterprises.com today.
Mr. Jew has an amazing singing voice.
Boy, he does. It doesn't sound like
I
him,
couldn't
though.
have sang any better myself.
I don't think you could have sang it any better.
Wait, was that a blue Christmas or a Martin Jew Christmas?
Hey, I got permission from Richard. Richard said to do that. So
Nice.
That was great.
if we all
That
get
kind of
fired,
reminded me of. Well, Peter's mentioned it before. I know on the show there was an electronics company. I think it still exists in some respect. Dick Smith Electronics.
yeah.
And they kind of made him a very iconic character in all the catalogs. And you used to see little caricatures of Dick Smith in all the catalogs. It was pretty good stuff.
Yeah. I think they have actually done that before. I've forgotten where he told me they had done it, but something similar
Oh, really?
to that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
You know, that all the things that were popping by there, those were some pretty awesome Christmas gifts.
There was.
You're a ham. It's like there's a lot of great stuff that just flew by there.
I think you could find exactly what I need in there.
I hear you. No doubt.
Stocking's looking a little empty over here.
Yeah.
You need a nice Ameritron amplifier hanging in that stocking.
I don't think it's gonna fit.
How does Cole load up as an antenna, Emile?
Well, with one of their tuners, we can load anything up, right?
There you go.
Yep. Well, back last month, I did my project on a Dtmf relay that you could control from your handy talkie over there. And it would give you a little feedback to tell you whether or not the relay was on or off. And I got a little feedback from some fans on that. One in particular here. I don't know, Mike, do you recognize that fan there?
I sure do.
Cat's pretty interested in that.
Yeah, looks like it. So that's your cat, huh?
Yeah, that's one of the two. Yep.
Okay. So, have you built him one yet? He seems to be into it.
I haven't ordered the parts yet.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to see what kind of a mess that cat makes of them.
I was going to say, it looks like he wants to rearrange some of those wiring circuit diagrams, George.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Emile, I told you I was going to make one that's cooler than that and is going to cost less. I'm sorry. It probably cost a quarter more.
Oh, the price went up?
Well, because I added something to it that a function you could leave out and it would cost less because you would need less capacitors.
But wait a minute. Hold on, George. Hold on. It's okay that it's not, cheap old man compliant anymore, but let me put my cool factor blinders on because you said 400% cooler.
Oh, yes. You'll need those.
Okay, hold on. Let me put it. I got it. Okay, go ahead.
All right. This is my talking Dtmf relay project. Last month on AmateurLogic, I built a project using a Dtmf decoder board and an Arduino and a couple of relays and a few miscellaneous components. I could send a Dtmf pound with a handy talkie, and that would cause one relay to key, and the Arduino would generate a tone, which was transmitted back so that I could get a confirmation on whether I had turned on or turned off the relay. This month, we're going to greatly exceed what I did there. We're using a lot of the same circuitry. All of this on this side remains the same. I've changed everything that's on this side over here and added a little bit to it. The first thing I did was remove the filter circuit that I had on the tone. I no longer have all those capacitors and resistors in there. You can see I've added a 10K pot and I've added an LM34 temperature sensor chip here as well. Let's look at the schematic and see exactly what's changed. As I mentioned, everything on this side of the project is the same as it was last month. Go back and review that to learn how all that works and how it's connected. Our changes are, instead of the tone filter that we had over here, now I've got a 1 microfarad capacitor that's feeding audio into the mic jack. And I've added a 10K ohm pot down here that runs over to a power supply. And if you follow that out, you can see that's going in analog 0 of the Arduino there. And I've added this LM34 temperature sensor that is feeding over to A1 analog input on the Arduino. The rest is the same. So what's so different this month? To start with, I'm not using the tones for confirmation anymore. I've got the Arduino using a voice library that's actually giving me vocal feedback on what's going on. And since I've got that extra capability, I decided to add a few more things to the project. The 10K pot here, what this is going to do is measure the power supply voltage for me. I had to knock down that 13 volts to something less than 5 volts that the Arduino could read. 10K pot worked great for that. And I've added in the LM34 temperature sensor here as another analog input, just feeding 5 volts into it. And it'll give me a readout of the temperature in the room or wherever I position the temperature sensor. Of course, we've still got the light bulb here. I'm running it off our 12 volt supply. Let's see what the project does now. The first thing that's going to be different is you can't just start punching in tones. You've got to send a password in there. So I send any tone and it's going to tell me it wants authentication.
Time out. Enter security pass.
All right, so I've got a 3-digit password in it. I'll enter that.
Ready.
Now it's ready. I've got a choice of several commands here. If I send a 1,
W5JDX.
now all this is being done with no extra hardware as far as the microcontroller is concerned. The Arduino is generating the voice there as well, so no extra cost for that. If I send a 2,
The temperature is 72.26 degrees.
and that's about right, 72 degrees in here. If I send a 3,
The power level is 13.71 volts.
13.71 volts. Pretty close. You know, I adjusted the pot there to get that exactly where it needed to be. That's a few things that have been added. What was already there is the star and the pound. Let me send a pound.
The machine is on.
And of course it turned on our light bulb or any kind of machine we wanted to hook to it. Our star will turn it off.
The machine is shut off.
So there we got a few more features now than we had in the previous version. Since I've got the voice feedback, that allowed me to do a little more than I probably would have attempted earlier. I've got the code written so that, well, it's pretty complete. You could do more to it. It will time out if you don't enter a command within a certain window, then it's going to ask for the password again. If your voltage changes on the power supply here, if it drops below a threshold,
W5JDX warning, the power level is 7.52 volts. The power level is 7.51 volts.
and it'll read it 3 times and delay before it repeats it again, so it's not constantly tying up the frequency. It will also reset itself if it goes back within the range that you had specified. It'll give you an overvoltage warning as well.
W5JDX warning, the power level is 16.6 volts. The power level is 16.6 volts. The power level is 16.6 volts.
So I think that's pretty neat. You know, you can get a reading of the power supply at your repeater site or wherever you might want to use this, or any kind of analog voltage that you wanted to sample. What about the temperature sensor? It seems like we could do something pretty cool with that.
Danger W5JDX. The radio is on fire.
So that's pretty much all I've got this doing at this point. You could add more to it. There's several more analog inputs left and several digital I/O left. You could even do serial commands to something with this. So pretty versatile, pretty flexible. Go download the code here, take a look at it. This was a really fun project. I would like to share the code with you, but that's probably going to be a little long to put in a segment here along with everything else. Maybe we'll look at it in the future. Go download it, have a look, do some experimenting yourself.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed that, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The cool factor, you were probably pretty close on target with your cool factor rating there. That was good.
Does it meet 400% Emile?
Man, I think you might have exceeded it, especially when the radio's on fire.
The double thumbs up, compliancy?
Absolutely, the double thumbs up.
But you can go download the code there at the link that I showed and peruse over it yourself. It's not huge. I mean, there's a lot more space left, memory left in that Arduino. I could have done a lot more. I think I only used like 47%.
Was that an Uno or a Mega?
That was an Uno.
Wow.
So
I can't believe that voice library doesn't use that much memory.
Well, part of the trick to that is I only put in the words that I was going to use.
Oh, okay. So you called the library of the voice vocabulary then.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that the words that I had available to me weren't everything, so there was no volts. That was not in the vocabulary, so that's why I used power level and some things like that. But they resampled voices from some of the old Texas Instruments, maybe Spell and Say or Speak and Say or whatever
Speak and
those.
Spell?
Speak and Spell, yeah. Some of those things. And several other devices. So.
Emile and I were commenting during the segment that it reminded me very much of the old ACC repeater controllers that use those Texas Instrument chips.
Yep. And you could build a repeater controller with that. There was, like I say, a little more I/O left on there and some more analog inputs. So, yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, that was very awesome.
It was a lot of fun. I'd encourage anyone that, wants to play around with microcontrollers, just jump in with both feet. there's a lot of resources available on the internet where you can look at what other people have done and get your ideas and tailor it to do what you want it to do, which is what I did there. And
wow.
Yeah.
I guess the sellers of the SpeakJet chip, the sales just went down after that segment.
I guess so. Because I didn't have to add any hardware to get the speech. Well, a capacitor. But, I took away all those other capacitors and resistors for that filter.
Yeah.
So the Arduino chip, that little chip can handle all that. I meant to total it up and see what the total price on that project was, but I'm sure it would get Emile's seal of approval. It would be. Yeah.
He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah.
The chat room saying, danger, Will Robinson, warning.
Yeah. Well, there's no, Will might have been in there, but I know Robinson wasn't.
Uh-huh.
Mostly what was in the vocabulary there was some aeronautical terms and some weather terms.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's what I had to choose from. Of course, he had all the letters of the alphabet and the numbers. So a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I don't know if folks would like the code, explained. Maybe we'll look at that at some point. But, I just didn't want to bore, because I know a lot of folks don't, are not into that kind of
it's
thing.
not everybody's thing, but a lot of our viewers are interested in that. So we try to have something for everybody.
Anything that talks is cool in my books.
Oh yeah.
I thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've got,
Well done.
thanks, more to go here. Email, I think you've got an email.
Email's got an email.
Say that three times real
Email's
fast.
got an email. Yeah. So my friend over at the W5SLA Club again, Carl Fedro Wish, down here in Bayou Bon Fuca, as we call it, is messing around with the, speaking of small, cheap controllers, one of the Heltec Wi-Fi low RA or low power radio modules. He wrote himself a little self-beaconing device here that he's having too much fun with those devices, because I still have not hooked up with him yet, but I need to. Simple coding, and he's always been somewhat of a coder, so I got to figure out what he's doing with those. I know I want to have a little project where I set off one of my lights that I bought at a ham fest over at the Hammond Ham Fest. So I'm going to have to get with him to see what he's doing. But I haven't messed much with the low RA modules or even that one, but it looks like it's fun to me.
Mm-hmm. It does, and it's pretty expensive too, I think, or inexpensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
You had already shut him right off right there.
That one's got a pretty high cool factor right there
No doubt.
with that display.
Yep. Carl's a tinkerer, and he's pretty good at making them do what he wants them to do.
Yeah.
It looks like that could be something fun to play around with.
I think it could. I actually looked it up, and I don't know why I didn't order one yet.
Yeah.
But I probably will. That would be something I'd like to
Where do you get those from?
play with.
Adafruit or something?
I don't remember who had them now. Probably so.
I'm going to look them up and see.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that fruit on my. I was talking to him on a repeater on the way home from work one day. I think he mentioned that, and I've seen him on Amazon, etc.
Oh, okay.
Well, Mike, you have one more post, or is it a tweet, or what is it you've got there?
It was all over Twitter a couple of days ago, and it's regarding WSJT-X, or more specifically FT8, and they've come up with their release 2 or version 2 of the software, and they're actually asking all users of WSJT-X to upgrade to version 2, because the protocol's changed and it's now a worldwide standard, and that's as of December the 10th that happened, and it's not backward compatible. So they're asking everybody to upgrade before January 1 of this year, or this coming year rather, to upgrade to version 2.
Oh, wow.
To ensure compatibility.
Well, that's certainly good information to know. You'd be like us wondering why your device quit working.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah. It's something like that. Well, Mike, I know you've got something. You brought a special project with you here tonight. Actually, this is sort of a historical thing, isn't it?
It is, and it just kind of, I don't know. Well, as I was mentioning earlier, you never know how much stuff you have until you move. And where I'm going with all of this is, as you know, Google Plus is going to be no longer. And originally they were saying August, but in recent news, apparently there was another API glitch and there was another data breach. So they've actually moved that date up to April of 2019. That Google Plus will be no longer. So the good folks at Google at least give you an API so you can actually go in and get all your stuff before they pull the plug. And that's exactly what I did. And boy, I started pulling everything down in big archives, and I didn't realize that in a matter of 4 years of posting on Google Plus, that amounted to about almost 160 megabytes worth of data.
Wow.
You know, mostly Photoshop pictures and stuff like that, but project posts that I had done on Google Plus years ago. But I kind of wanted to have them because I had no other record of them. So I used something called Google Takeout. And Google Takeout allows you to pull all that information back into archive files. Now, it's not exactly clean. I think, what is it, JSON files, I think. So you pull back the information independently, and what I was most interested in is, at least for this segment, is some of the picture posts that I had made over the years, and that's what we're going to have a look at.
Okay, and the title.
Yes, the AmateurLogic.TV Holiday Retrospective.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just go through here and let the chips fall where they may.
This should be good.
I think.
Yeah, I just I there's really no rhyme or reason to the order. I just tried to put them in sort of a chronological order as to. I guess I should set this up. These are all. These aren't all the images. These are images that are relating to TV shows and movies. So you keep that in mind, and we'll start off with the first slide.
So you're saying there could be a sequel?
There's definitely more, but the show isn't long enough for that.
Okay.
And you might be thinking to yourself, boy, that Mike guy, V3MIC, must have a lot of free time on his hands to do all this stuff. But yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Wow.
Well, actually, George, maybe you can answer this question. Isn't this how you got your start in radio? And you can see Bob Heil there. They were marooned on the island for so long that he eventually decided that he needed a better microphone. So he got into the audio business. And I don't know, did you ever get that radio to work?
Well, yeah, I think I did. It's been a while now, and things were black and white back in those times, so my memory's a little fuzzy. But yeah, there's Gordo Gilligan there, and Skipper Bob, and Professor Thomas. Wow,
yes, sir.
Professor Thomas has been around a while.
Yeah, so that's some of the early folks on Ham Nation there, and the SS Minnow. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, the minnow's not looking so good.
No, the minnow's not looking so good.
It's been breached.
The 3-hour cruise was pretty rough.
Just like Google Plus.
Okay, let's see what you got next here. Oh, wow. What is this?
Yes.
I don't remember this.
ALTV MASH, the MASH unit, and I think that's your first studio, isn't it, George? I think it was a tent.
Yeah, it was.
In the background there.
It was.
It was
at Field Day one year.
Yes. And I see Peter joined you that year too.
That was before we started using the duct tape, because I don't see any duct tape up there at all.
No. Well, and I remember this.
This is Lost in ATV Space, and well, you look lost.
We were. Yeah.
That's fancy hair, Tom.
Yeah.
It's more like where do we park the car, or where do we park the Jupiter 2?
Yeah. Well, we're going to add those uniforms to the AmateurLogic spreadshirt.
Yeah.
shop.
That's you know how much hairspray it took to get my hair like that?
No more than it took to get mine like that.
Don't get near Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was Halloween, I believe.
That was Halloween, but that was the ALTV Monsters, one of my favorite shows. I don't know if I'm sure a lot of people in the chat room remember that show. Although I never remember the episode where he was in the ham shack. And Tommy, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about your first ham shack and the radio gear that you were using there.
Oh, yeah, that was the good old days. They don't really make them like that anymore, man.
Wow.
And you see why in the previous one my hair was a little bit different.
Yeah, mine was a little darker then, too.
Yeah, it was kind of covering up the top of the head.
Yeah. Peter, wow.
Those are awesome.
Nice headphones, Tom.
Yeah. Oh, this one.
This one's for our friends across the pond, and I'm sure they may recognize that. That was another favorite show when I was a kid. Comic Genius Benny Hill, and of course all the hijinks from ALTV. We had to stick you in there, George.
Yeah.
Benny Hill was awesome. I love that show.
Yeah. Oh, and this is...
I'm going to let you guys guess that one. See if you get it right.
Well, there's a computer.
It was one of the first... I'm going to say it was from the 60s, but it had to be one of the first TV series in color. And I believe the early series, or the early episodes were in black and white, but they switched to color.
Was it Thunderbirds? Wait a minute, what is that?
No. I don't know what that is.
That's the ALTV Time Tunnel.
Time Tunnel.
Oh, I don't even remember that show at all.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom in the chat room got it right, and so did Marty.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Well, let's see if they get this one. Oh, well, I know what this is. Yeah. That's back when we were moonlighting as cops.
Yeah. The hair. I had the sideburn thing going, man. I was rocking those sideburns.
I always
pretty
was
good.
wondering what Tommy's thinking. In the passenger, is he wondering about his driving, or wondering where they're going to stop for something to eat or get coffee?
Yeah. We'll stop at the taco stand.
That's a donut shop. Yep. More of the same.
When you guys were moonlighting as cops, it didn't work out so well, and so this is emergency ALTV.
Yeah.
Emergency. Yep.
Squad 51. What was it? Squad 51?
Squad 51.
Car
Yep.
51. Or maybe it was a Squad 51. I don't know.
Yeah, it's car 54 was the police.
Car 54, yeah. Wow. What is that on my
George,
head?
That's
Tommy Poncherello.
exactly right. That must have been a crossover show, because you got Chips. I don't recall ever seeing that episode, and I didn't know they ever did a crossover, but apparently they did with the emergency. The Chips, I guess, was in one or two episodes, and that's what that came to be from. But I was going to ask you, George, who's your barber?
Yeah, it doesn't look like I had one, just somebody that had a bowl. Oh, and this one, I remember this, man.
Nice.
I can barely remember that one.
This is when we got the band back together.
Yeah, I just barely
That's
remember
right.
that. So,
Up in solder smoke.
Yeah, all I know is we were just looking for some chips.
Yeah. Tommy, man, that look on your face there is classic.
That's awesome. This is a nice stash you got going on, man.
Yeah.
Throw that back.
Yeah, it was. Oh, man.
With the chain steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
It must have been after we got arrested.
I remember. I remember the scene in this movie. And it's the same movie, believe it or not. And I think Cheech is saying, "Looks like a radio station."
Wow. Oh yeah, and this was a radio station.
Yeah,
That's
that
got to
one
be
was a
one of
radio
my
station.
favorite clips ever.
As God is my witness. Yeah.
You know, out of all the shows that, well, maybe they did. I know they shouldn't remake certain shows, but I was thinking that one might be prime pickings for a remake.
It would be a good
boot of the series or something.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I guess, do they even have live DJs anymore? Maybe they do for morning personalities, but it's all mostly automated now, isn't it, George?
Yeah, it pretty much is. Yeah. But back in the day, you know, well, I'm still in radio, but whoever wrote that series there must have worked in the business, because it is an awful lot like these characters here.
Now let's turn to the news.
Yeah, I would swear I worked with a lot of those guys. Oh, bad hair day.
Any guesses on that one? Let's turn to the chat room and see if they got a guess in there.
It's Bigfoot. It's Andre the Giant.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I'll give you a clue. It's definitely not Kong compliant, this show.
$6 million man.
That's right.
Really?
That's Steve Austin, the Sasquatch.
Oh, gee.
I don't remember that one.
No, me neither. It looks like Charles Manson with that thing on his head up there. I can't tell what that is.
You know, that's one they're doing a remake of, believe it or not.
Really?
I heard that.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know if they were going through with it or not, but
Well, I heard they were talking about it. I'm thinking they are. I don't know.
Wow.
It don't seem right.
No. Oh, yeah, this was fun
there's-
times.
Martin and Thomas and ALTV.
Where's Huggy Bear?
Cool
All
car.
right, looks like
Yeah. Have you still got that Ford Torino?
Yeah. It doesn't look quite the same anymore.
no, it's got a few dents in it from my wife, but other than that, looks like I'm wearing a kilt. I'm not sure what's going on there. And it must have been mighty cold too, Tommy, for you to have that.
Well, I used to wear the sweater all the time. That was just my style.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I know what this one was from.
I can hear the music playing now.
Somebody's training.
You just
That's
drunk.
right. He didn't.
Just ran
Tommy
up.
didn't even break a sweat running up those stairs.
Well, I was in a lot better shape back then.
Of course,
I think we
Rocky.
can all see that.
Yeah.
Looks like a T for Tommy.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Alf.
What is this one?
Alf.
that's Alpha Lima Foxtrot.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good Photoshop there. That looks like it could almost be real.
It really does.
Yeah. Well, and of course, I was helping the alien repair his rig there. He was trying to get on 20 meters. It
Wait.
just wasn't.
Or you're asking what happened to the family cat? I'm not sure which.
Well, yeah. Could be
This
either
is not
one.
real.
No, it's not real, Emile. That's
Oh.
fake equipment in the background.
That looks so good.
Of course.
Oh, the 3
This one's kind of near and dear to my heart because this is the one that started it all. I don't know if you remember, Tommy.
Yeah.
I think it was one of my first posts on
I
Google
remember
Plus
seeing
when
this one. That's one of my favorite movies too. That's a great one.
The Three Amigos.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh,
Remember
yeah, I
when we
remember.
killed the Invisible Horseman?
Yeah.
That's right. In the what were they trying to find, the bush or something?
Yeah, the singing bush.
the singing bush.
And, of course, this is
Oh yeah.
back when I worked at the post office.
Yeah, we used to hang out at the bar after work. Cheers.
Nice
Oh, yeah.
mullet.
Yep. So it's all it
You can't
needs
see
some.
you can't see the duct tape or the pocket knife, but
Yeah,
it's there.
I was going to say,
At the
all I need
top.
is some duct tape, and I can get that baby going.
Exactly. I never realized how popular the mullet was back in the 80s.
Apparently,
Oh, yeah,
so,
I think it should come back around.
Probably will.
And this one, we even got Jim the Torch in there.
Yeah, it's the Four Musty Steers. No, that's
Now this one, I don't remember this one.
Oh, that's when I used to do the triple Lindy.
Wow.
Isn't that what that's from?
that's a classic movie.
I don't remember what
Back
movie
to
that
school.
is. Oh, okay, yeah,
Rodney Dangerfield.
yeah.
Tommy Dangerfield. Look, come on, man. I don't get no respect.
Oh yeah, this one.
Oh yeah. Well, that one was a composite of Baywatch geez, I'm drawing a blank on that now. Crocodile Dundee.
Well, yep. You know, things are a little different down in Australia. That's not an alligator there, Emile.
So
No,
that's
that's a
the pet.
croc.
It's a croc.
Oh yeah, the Dukes of ALTV. Is that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And the General Lee in the background there.
Yep.
He's got a radio.
We did. We had a CB back then. That was.
And I'm sure he's on Channel 19.
No, that was a 2-meter rig.
Was it 2 meter?
Yeah.
Oh. Can't see the antenna.
No,
Maybe.
you were talking to Boss Hogg on there. I know that one. You were toning him. Oh yeah, party on, Tommy.
Party on.
No, that's not that one. This is
No, that's George and Tommy's Excellent Adventure.
yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
you know, I've never seen that movie ever.
You haven't?
No, have you?
Yeah.
Ted?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I really need to watch that.
He traveled in time.
That one's supposed to be getting a remake too.
Real?
Wow.
Which one? Wayne's World?
Bill and Ted's Excellent
really?
Adventure.
They ought
Yeah.
to bring back Wayne's World. Party on.
Yeah. Party on, Tommy.
Party on, George.
Oh yeah, this is from the Christmas album.
That's from the Christmas album and also from the catalog too of the ALTV swag shop.
Okay. Yeah. That was what the grandpa rap. Is that what that one was?
That's right. Yeah, in the senior wear section of the catalog.
Oh, yeah.
There's Hambo.
Hambo. Okay. Yeah,
you
with
were
the-
pretty fit back then.
I was, I kind of let myself go after that. But, at least I had the crime scene tape around my head.
Yep. Oh, it sure is.
Yeah. Oh, and this one, yeah. Dixon's face. Oh, yeah.
I guess we need to set this one up,
Yeah.
George. That was done during a Ham Nation episode, I think, wasn't it? During a Halloween special or something?
Yeah, it was. I had that Groucho glasses on with the nose and the mustache, and I was trying to talk, and the mustache was tickling me, so I raised it up, and I said, "Oh, I look like a pig."
It's like you're trying to snort the drink.
Yep.
Well, they're checking you out over there too.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh,
The LTV team.
Yeah, that was that year at
remember
Hamvention.
You know, a lot of people don't realize this. I obviously I do. I was at the last year that it was still at the Air Arena, but I always wondered why the pavement was in such poor shape,
Yep.
and that'll explain why.
now
for
you
sure.
know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you couldn't get any internet there, so that's why we had that dish.
Yeah, you
The
know, it's
satellite
always
internet?
good.
Yeah.
It's always great to go, but when it's over, you're ready to go on. Go on home.
I figured it was the uplink for the live show there.
It probably was. And this one, that's a pretty wild bird you've got there. I'd hate to see the back of your shirt. That's what it looks like.
It's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be good luck. You must be pretty lucky.
Apparently.
And this was, what was the title of this one? I don't remember now.
That one was Stone Age Hams.
Okay.
I remember that one.
That's pretty
Good
cool.
old G Plus days.
Ah,
Now this one, I'm watching the chat room here to see whether anybody's keen enough to see or to remember where that one might be from. But
looks like the host.
anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to see what Tommy and George would look like if they were true Canadians.
Two Canadians, eh?
So we got George and Tommy, aka Bob and Doug.
Hoser.
Yeah.
That's back when we lived in the Great White North.
Yep. We're drinking some beers, eh?
Hey.
UA, LTV.
I don't remember this one.
That was definitely in my younger days.
Yep. Yep.
When y'all were teaching me about pies.
3 hams and a baby.
That's funny. You must have been born with that beard, Emile.
They
Wax
reared
on,
me up.
wax on, wax off.
This is the Surface Mount Device Kid.
Oh,
This
okay.
was back in the days when they had, they've got pick and place machines now to do a lot of stuff for you, but Sensei George there is trying to teach the young student how to do it the old manual way.
Yep. Some of these things just set themselves up, I guess, when we did the headbands there with the icon
did.
tape and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Seeing tape.
That's like a perfect fit.
Yeah, exactly. It just works. Oh yeah. Let's see the keen viewers if they know what that one's from.
I think I know what it's from.
I'll give you a clue. Weird Al was a star in that movie.
Yep. I remember the title of that now. Do you remember?
No, I can't think of it.
Yeah, this was back in our 440 days.
Yep.
UHF.
On 70 centimeters. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that was the movie UHF?
Yep.
HF. Yep.
And the title of this one, you need to wash
It's
your car.
Tommy versus Evil Dead. How's the Delta 88 holding up?
Not too good.
No.
No.
And
Perfect.
Hamp of the Corn.
Awesome.
That was a pretty spooky movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
It looks
Yeah.
scary.
And it's got the old army truck from up around your house.
The story with the army truck, it just disappeared. Somebody must have made an offer and bought it, and I have no idea what happened
It's
to
right
it.
there in Nebraska.
Maybe. Out in corn country.
Was that a maze?
How do you spell maze? Which spelling of maze?
Yeah, you already got it.
Oh, yeah, the Scared Hand Project. That gave a lot of people, made them sick to their stomach because of it must have been before the days of image stabilization, I think.
I can see where I can make them sick to their stomach.
Yeah.
That picture, man. I was playing around with that picture. I had no idea it'd end up on something like that.
You never know, man. You just don't get in.
You never know where the stuff's going to show up.
Yeah.
I always told my kids, be careful what you post on the internet, because once you post it on the internet, you never get it back.
You know where that came from? They gave us these webcams at work, and there was some software that you could use to put like a crown on you or distort your face and stuff, and I did that, and that's what I ended up with after I got it.
Wow.
Oh, cool. I didn't know, because you were using a Mac then. I didn't know if you were messing around with Photo Booth.
No, actually, that was a Windows PC.
Oh yeah, good times.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite of all. I would give almost anything to have a full res one of that on the left right there. Make a big picture out of it.
Yep.
That would make a cool poster.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
would.
And
I bought one of them hanging on the wall.
What title did you put to this one?
That one
Ham
is ALTV Dynasty.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's pretty good, man.
You know, we tried to reach. Oh no!
See, the mullet is coming back.
Bring it back.
Tommy Dirt, is that?
That's right. Business in the front, party in the back.
That's right.
Yeah, Tommy Dirt. And there's Captain Tom Sparrow.
Tommy, you were very photogenic.
From your seafaring days.
Oh yeah.
Back when you had the dreads. Oh yeah, I remember this one.
That same picture.
Same guy.
Who would have known? Who would have known me messing around with that webcam that day would cause all that?
Exactly.
I bet you got some good deals.
Yeah, I still remember George's comment. He wanted to know how much for the drums.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, this is a mystery one. I did this one, and again, you can see the crime scene tape was the inspiration behind this. But I don't know if both of you had neckties on, but I know Tommy did. And I just grabbed this image, and I couldn't remember what movie it was from. So I'm reaching out. I'm using what do they call that? Street shout out. If you ever watched Cash Cab.
Oh, yeah.
I'm using a street shout out for this one because I don't know what the actual movie is for this scene here.
Yeah, and once again, I want to know what is she doing to that horse.
I don't know, but the horse doesn't seem to mind.
No. That's good.
Oh, Marty said Australia.
Yeah, I was wondering if that's what that was.
Wow. Oh, trailer park hams.
Trailer park hands, yeah.
You must have got contacts since that.
Yeah, I must have, man.
Look at Peter.
I
That's a
wonder
good
if that
look for
causes
Peter.
permanent eye damage wearing those glasses.
I don't know, man. That's Coke bottles.
You mean on the person he's looking at, right?
Yep.
Well, I'd probably have to go lay down after.
You
Laser
want to
vision.
kind of watch the angle of the sun, I think, wearing those.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow. Better call Tommy.
Yes, better call me Tommy.
Yep. That's one of my favorite shows, man.
Yep.
That, and then of course Ham Middle School, and you'll probably know these. Obviously, are more recent shows. In fact, they're still airing today. So, including this one here, they just released it. I'm sorry.
I've seen Stranger Things.
Was that a statement or a fact?
I guess it looks like the title to that, doesn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep. And
Now, this one I did for fun. See if you can point out about. See if you can figure it out.
yeah, I saw it.
Did you see that movie?
Yep.
It's a recent one.
It had some famous actors in it.
Yep. Written right across the top there.
Yep. The third one over.
I can't really see.
Third
Tommy-
name over and the
Tommy
one in the
something.
middle there.
Oh, is it so?
I actually didn't alter the image at all. All I changed was the names.
Tommy Martin.
Yeah. Oh,
Do you know who the actor in the middle is?
Who?
Tommy.
Yep.
He's actually a singer.
yeah. That's I don't know who that is. We saw him when we were in
Grace
Nashville
Atkins.
at the show.
Who'd you say, Mike?
Trace Atkins.
Atkins.
Oh, okay. And
And that's a wrap.
that's a wrap. Well, Mike, boy, and this is just what? That's not a quarter of them, huh?
I'd like to say the tip of the iceberg, but no, it's about, I don't know, maybe not quite half, but
Okay.
Really, those are awesome, man. I know you put a lot of time in those. They're great. I love seeing them.
Yeah.
yeah. And I haven't really. I've done a couple, but not many since then. And I know I've shared them kind of in private with you two guys or three guys, I should say. But yeah, I mean, posting on Twitter isn't really the same as posting on Google Plus, and
No.
I kind of wish there was something else to kind of fill that void, but I haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe
What
something.
about that MeWe thing? Have you tried that?
That one, Jerry
I've heard
Ellsworth.
about it.
Yeah.
I have not tried it.
I thought about creating an account just to see what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Supposed to be privacy stuff's supposed to be a lot different there.
yeah, and I think they monitor it. They must have a lot of more moderation going on with the content because they're very upfront about be nice or don't come here type of thing.
Yeah.
But which is good to see because there's aspects of the, I guess you could say maybe the darker side of the social media, and
Yeah.
it can cause a problem for some folks. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, it's amazing what you find when you start cleaning up. Like I said, I think it was about a half of what I hauled back from Google Plus. But anyway, if you've got anything on Google Plus that you want to hang on to, just Google takeout, and it'll let you get your data back. You'll have to do a little bit of cleanup. I think you're able to select images and posts and things like that separately. But anyway, it's certainly better than letting it all disappear.
I think we need to do that and see about getting the stuff off of our group. I don't know if there's anything on there we wanted to keep, but there's
was all of
actually a
that.
lot of good
Yeah.
stuff there. A few other people kind of took Mike's lead and posted a few of those things as well. Well,
Yeah.
I might see about grabbing all our stuff.
Well,
You
thanks.
rule, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Nice trip down memory lane.
Yeah. Thanks for doing all that, man. That was fun.
Wouldn't be us without it, man.
No,
No. I hate Emile wasn't in. How many was he in? Just the one? He was still a baby.
He was still a baby.
I'm
Most of those were-
I'm still a youngin' of this group.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Well, we're going to be back in just a moment because we've got some taste testing to do here.
All right.
But
oh boy.
I
yeah,
hadn't had supper yet either, so that's right on time.
maybe. At the end of each month, it's AmateurLogic's Ham College, the new show for those new to the hobby and those wanting to get into amateur radio.
Which of the following is a purpose of the amateur radio service as stated in the FCC rules and regulations?
That inductor and capacitor form a tuned circuit. That's how you tune the radio to the frequency that you want. The English language.
We lived in town. I liked it. I listened to mine a lot. It was really cool because you didn't have to have a battery to power
Yeah. There's our homemade telegraph station. We can use it for long distance communications. 3 feet here.
across the table. The answer is B. Voltage was named after Italian physicist Alessandro Volta.
We can see we're generating a little bit of electricity there. It's DC.
It's always great to go back and get a refresher.
It sure is.
A lot of that stuff, if you've been a ham for a while like we have, you don't really think about a lot of that stuff that often.
They didn't have electric screwdrivers in those days, so that's why we're not using one.
That's why we went primitive with it.
Yeah. So let's see if we can hear anything when we fire off our spark gap transmitter.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we didn't build anything or blow up anything today, but
The night's still young.
George's stuff is catching on fire.
That was good. I have to hand it to you on that one. You outdid yourself on that.
I'm still amazed by that. That sounds exactly like, and for the amount of processing power that the Arduino has,
Yep.
that's pretty amazing.
it surprised me. I just stumbled across it that there was a library that you could do voice with on it.
Yeah.
I didn't know it existed, and yeah, I'm surprised that it could pull it off too. But boy, it did a good job.
Yeah, it did great.
Well, this next segment here, this is this was totally unplanned. All this just popped up in the last week or so.
Nice.
People started sending us, I guess they saw the last taste test that we did. What did we do a taste test on last? The rum
butter.
Yeah. And so we had some things show up in the mail. The first thing that showed up here was a couple of drinks from our friend Ralph. These are non-alcoholic now. It's a Moxie
Interesting.
Soda, and I have no idea what this tastes like. Let's get a look at it here. Moxie. Distinctively different.
I want to say I've heard of that before, but I know I've never had it.
I've heard the name, but I didn't know it was a drink.
I didn't know that company was still around. I've seen old, those old tin signs
Yeah.
with the old products on it. I'm pretty sure if it's the same company, that I've seen that before.
Well, we're fixing to find out what it tastes like.
Well, cool. It's cold, too. Ready?
Cheers.
Cheers. You got Moxie. Oh, it smells good.
I never would have guessed. I'm still
what
not
it tastes
sure.
like.
I
It's
don't.
good.
Tastes like candy cigarettes. Doesn't
It
it?
almost
Candy
tastes like a ginger.
cigarettes.
It almost
Yeah,
tastes
yeah,
like
but
that
he's
ginger
right.
beer stuff, but not quite as strong.
Like a cream soda, kind of?
Like ginger. You ever had ginger beer?
Yeah.
It sort of tastes almost kind of like that, but it's not quite as strong. Ginger beer is real strong.
It's got a little bit of root beer.
Yeah, I'm
Flavor?
pretty sure it's like ginger beer. It's a ginger taste.
I'm with
Interesting.
George. You brought back a memory with that.
Yeah,
Those
he
candy
said.
cigarettes with the little powder.
Yeah, that's what I think it tastes like.
Moxie brought by Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Coke.
Yeah.
Coke bottom. Cool. It's good. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
Am I going to be able to sleep tonight, Ralph?
yeah. Yeah. Well, we're gonna be all jacked up on Moxie.
It's like, what's that cola? Jolt Cola, twice the caffeine.
Yeah.
Sleeping's overrated anyway.
And he sent us another one here. And we're sorry you don't have these up there, Mike, but he sent a box to us and an email. This is Captain Eli's Blueberry Pop. It looks like a Budweiser, but it's not.
Ralph just described Moxie as a spoiled root beer with medical aftertaste.
Sort of. That's a perfect description. I don't think I could have said it better myself.
It's kind of like somebody trying scotch for the first time. That's how they would describe something like that.
All right, I've got a painter's church key here. We can,
Painter's church key.
yeah.
Here we go.
You gotta go to Painter's
Go.
Church.
Oh, it unscrews.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Nothing worse than thinking it's a screw top and it's really not. Your hand apart, Brian.
That smells good.
Yeah.
I don't think the top of the glass is supposed to come off on.
Yeah, that tastes like
pretty good.
like blueberry. Yeah.
I could see that the Moxie one. I could see where some people probably wouldn't like the taste of that because my family, my wife and son, we bought some of that ginger beer when we were up in the Northeast, and they didn't like it, so I drank them. But I liked it, but they didn't care for it at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Was that Gosling's, Tommy?
probably that sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
Interesting. What's your description on this one, Ralph? This
It's
one,
like a liquid blueberry cobbler,
yeah.
kind of.
This one's kind of like what you would expect. The Moxie, I had no idea.
It's caffeine and gluten-free.
I hope this is not like mixing beer and wine or something.
I got to drive home tonight.
Yeah.
After drinking all this, I may have to make a stop on the way.
Yeah, Moxie's probably an acquired taste. The blueberry ale here, I think.
Oh man, you got me wondering who made those candy cigarettes, because that's an accurate description too. That's what they used to taste like.
Yeah. Now, we didn't know these were coming, and thanks, Ralph.
Yeah, appreciate that, Ralph.
He actually sent us a letter here. George W5 JDX, Tommy N5ZNO, and Emile KE5QKR. In the tradition of sharing some unique regional food stuff for the Christmas ALTV episode, I'm sending a package of soft drinks for your consideration. I've enclosed a can for each of you of the official Maine State beverage, Moxie, once touted as a nerve tonic.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink some more of it then.
I was never certain if it was used to calm or excite them. Life in Maine is bittersweet, so I also included a bottle of Captain Eli's Blueberry Pop, so you'll get a taste of both sides of the Maine soda experience. And we've just had that.
Yeah.
At 37 to 38 grams of carbs for these soft drinks, my new tipple is Polar Seltzer Water. No caffeine, no sodium. I'm looking forward to the Christmas show in hopes that Rock and Roll will appear. Well, we read his letter. He's sorry he couldn't make it. I'm sure Mike Monov E3MIC will come through with a few spoofs again. He certainly did. And I hope everyone has a joyous and safe holiday season. See everyone in the chat room the 14th. 73 Ralph AB10P.
Yeah, appreciate that, Ralph.
Yeah, thanks, Ralph. This was great stuff. And he even included some Christmas cards in here, too.
You live in a beautiful part of the country up there, man. I love it up there.
Yeah. He's got Moxie up there.
Well, not quite as much anymore. Some of it's down here now.
Oh, cool. It's a see-through card.
It is, isn't
That's
it?
amazing.
You just
How
don't
did you do that, Ralph?
get that technology everywhere. There, well, look there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got one as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome.
I got one too, but it's over there.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Ralph. The blueberry ale, yeah, that tastes like something you would expect. The Moxie, I don't know. That's interesting.
Acquired taste, as they say.
Did you like it, Emile?
Yeah, I think George's description is accurate. It brought back memories of those little candy cigarettes for me. He's got it. That's the description I'd go with.
I actually like it.
We had another package show up. This one came from Arnie, K5ARN, and he said, "Hi, Tommy and George and Emile. Merry Christmas. Try these if you dare." From K5ARN. P.S. One bag is for Emile. And Emile, I put yours in the post, but I know you didn't get them in time because I just got this yesterday.
All right.
So.
That looks like licorice. I think licorice is pretty big over there.
Haribo Piratos? Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Pirate.
I don't know what this stuff is here. Camera
He
won't
gave you
focus
coal.
that close.
That's Christmas coal for the stockings.
Is that what that is?
More candy made in Canada, I bet.
Salmiak, maybe. Extra stark.
Mike's trying to get his diabetes.
Wow. So, I don't know. Arnie did tell me these are probably an acquired taste as well.
Oh, yeah?
Now, I'm not sure if we should mix these with the Moxie or not. I only wish that Emile had received his so he could try
He
it
could
first.
have
Oh no, y'all got it all.
What's it smell like?
It smells like something.
Does it?
Pigeons.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
So-
a good thing.
Kind of like cardboard, maybe. I don't know.
He didn't give him. He didn't send you double salted licorice, did he?
I don't know what it is.
That's not what I would have expected it to smell like. It doesn't smell like licorice.
See what it
Hairy
tastes like.
pirate.
I'm scared.
Somebody said it smells like hairy pirates. Spike.
Did you eat it?
No, I was waiting on you.
All right,
but I bet you
Arnie.
it tastes like hairy pirates.
All right,
Is Arnie still in there?
on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he's still in there. Wait for it.
Tommy's losing his eyesight.
Only in one eye.
It is very
It's
salty.
double salted something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Arnie says he likes these.
You know what? Only the Dutch like those, I think.
Oh, man. I can't even describe what that tastes like.
It's pretty doggone salty, man.
It is. It's extremely salty. Wow. And it looks like maybe it's vegetarian.
Wow.
He almost made that face
not
with
gonna
the one slanted eye.
That's what I had these before right before I took that picture.
Wow.
Time
Arnie.
to put them where you don't want the squirrels to go.
That's very different.
That is very different. Did he say anything in there about any description? No, he didn't. I guess he's in there. He's just not saying anything. Maybe he's laughing too hard.
Somebody said, "Arr."
Arg is
Did
right.
you these pictures out?
Yeah. You still chewing it?
I'm gonna go ahead and swallow it.
We'll get you another.
I gotta get over this one first.
Oh, man. Emile, you probably like these.
Huh? Yeah. Uh huh.
If you do, I'll send you this bag, too. Because I don't know that I can eat them. I'm sorry, Arnie, but
I'm changing my number.
that is special.
Tommy, send them to your friend Hoos. He'll like them.
Yeah, probably will.
Oh, Arnie's back. He's having a laugh now.
Arnie,
It's getting bigger.
you mix that with a little swig of Moxie there, man. Wash it on down with a little Moxie. And
And a handful of Pop Rocks.
Somebody says if you did that, it turns the gummies or whatever they are into bugs.
What?
ooh,
Somebody said that.
it's a
With
unique
Moxie,
taste
with
in
those
it.
things. They turn into bugs.
It's so salty. It's like eating a block of salt with the tiniest little hint of licorice to it. Whoa.
All right, this next one here,
Oh, we got more?
we got more. Now,
I'm scared now.
I can only hope. I have no idea what this one is going to be like. This came from Emile. We didn't know this was coming either. We didn't know any of this
cool.
was coming. What is this, Emile?
Oh wow. Okay, so that's kind of a staple with a story down here. It's what it is a praline filled. You know what a praline is?
Yeah.
Okay, it's so praline filled pastry with caramel icing and pecans on the top. And there's stories about how there's a old guy in the swamp who I think it was Alphonse who had to beat up a gator to obtain these things. Now, anyway, the bakery down here, Haydell's Bakery, is a pretty famous place.
And
They might have that story in there. In fact,
read that, Tommy. I'm not sure I can.
let me read it to you in my voice. I think.
Okay.
God, dog, Shy, y'all must have been good this year to get this. Merry Kiss Moose to you, George and Tommy, and families from the cheap old man.
Okay.
Well, thank you, cheap old man.
Yeah, thanks. And we got a little brochure there. tells the story.
Oh, cool. Coffee
It's
with
in
chicory.
coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, coffee with chicory, which is
We probably need to make that
tree
to wash the liquid.
Tree bark.
Yep.
Oh, that's what chicory is?
Yeah, it's definitely cheap old man compliant. They used to use tree bark to make their coffee taste better.
Oh wow, that looks like a giant pretzel, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, might be a little better than salted.
Put some of these on the top of it.
No. Get those away from there. We don't want any cross contamination.
Cross contamination.
Yeah. I didn't bring a knife because I didn't know what this was going to look like.
I just so happen to have one.
Is it clean enough to cut pastries with?
Oh, yeah. Sure it is.
All right.
Solder pastries.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
There you go. Get you a
Alphonse.
piece.
Alphonse and his P-Rog with the gator delivering Cajun Kringles, as they call them.
Cajun Kringles. All right.
So that's a Nolans tradition.
It is.
Is it supposed to stay salty, Emile?
No. Everything might taste salty now, though.
For a while.
This is good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is.
That is fantastic.
It's pralines.
That bakery is awesome.
Does that come from New Orleans? The bakery?
Nolans and Metairie, yeah.
Metairie? That is so
Something-
good.
It actually
Yeah, it
tastes like what you think it would taste like. Little similar to pecan pie, but not.
Yeah, mine. Yep.
Somebody from work sent me a basket with praline pecans. They've got that coating on them. They're so good.
Now, what goes best with this, Moxie or the blueberry ale?
Blueberry.
Milk.
Milk.
Or coffee.
Or coffee with
Yep.
chicory.
Chicory.
Well,
That is a thing down here. You know, it's like burnt wood or something.
Yeah,
you know?
I thought it was more like peat or something. They when they were brewing or when they were roasting the coffee, they'd roast it with chicory or something to take the bitterness out.
Yeah. When you go cheap, you just use tree bark.
that's good.
That is fantastic.
Y'all keep talking so we can eat.
Yeah, just talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, fella. What? Here's what chicory is. Oh, I looked it up, Mike.
What is it?
Oh, hold on. The root. Root with coffee in some parts of the world. Why does it end up in our coffee? It's rooted. Pun intended. Bit of tradition, whole lot of politics, and economic hardships. There you go. See, it was a cheap innovation.
See, it is an educational program.
Oh, perfect.
That's right.
Got your name all over it.
Additives to caffeinated beverage have been expensive.
Well, Glenn's put an explanation in the chat room.
Oh, cool. You probably know better than I would. Extender, okay.
Meaning they were too cheap to use 100% coffee, so they put chicory in there.
There you go.
No, stretch it.
Yeah, during the Civil War. Bit stronger than pure coffee.
That's interesting, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yep. Staying true to their roots, New Orleans locals turned to chicory to make their limited coffee supply stretch.
Well, that was amazing. Thank you, Emile, for sending that. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
really.
Not a problem.
Very good. Very good. Well, boy, what can we say? Well, I would say I don't know if I would leave Santa a bottle of Moxie out with the cookies. I know I wouldn't leave these things out right here for him. He'd never come back, man.
Unless Santa's Dutch.
You know,
Love
when I first started eating it, it was okay, but then it got like the salt just got stronger and stronger and stronger. Then I just felt almost like I had just a mouthful of salt.
Which part of it was okay with
It
you?
just it just started out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take them home and try. Give one to my son and have him try it.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know, Arnie. I can't see you liking that as much as you say you do.
Well, I'm thinking y'all must have been bad. He gave you coal.
That's no, I don't think cold. I think cold would taste a little better.
I appreciate you letting us experience it. It's
thanks
very
for
cool.
sending it. Yeah,
Absolutely. I may try another one later.
you're brave. Well, thanks everyone for joining us tonight for the Christmas show. I guess, well, we've only got one more little segment to go here, just to kind of round out the night with, because we generally do. And let's see if I've got it ready to go. Yeah, it's this right here. You know, a lot of our friends out there send us photos of where their hat's been traveling to.
Oh, yeah.
And this one right here, this comes from, let's see, where do I have it?
These while you're getting it, these are always, to me, these are really fun.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome. I appreciate you guys taking the time to send them in too, because to me they just kind of I don't know. I enjoy them a lot.
This is from Greg McCulkin, VK2 TEQ. So down under there, George, Tommy, and now Emile. Here is the AmateurLogic Cap visiting Amateur Radio New South Wales, Australia. Okay.
Oh wow.
Grid Square QF56 MH62QG. The Cap was a passenger in my car, the silver Toyota. Didn't talk much though. Wish the partner was that quiet. Okay, Greg. I hope the partner's not watching.
Nice knowing you.
Yep. And we've got another one here from a frequent flyer. This comes from our friend John Baggett.
John the Hat Baggage.
Yep.
Yeah.
K2BAG. And this was from Indianapolis. AJ Fort's auto there.
That's awesome, man. That hat has got some serious miles on it. You look at it, still going strong.
Mm-hmm. It's outpacing AJ Fort there.
Uh-huh.
And we got one more here. This comes from across the ocean there. It's from Tony Durant, M3OVA.
Cool.
And there it is right there on his mic boom with hollow microphones and headsets and a ham shack.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sending those in, y'all.
Yeah, thanks. And we got one more. This was actually posted on Facebook. Chris Smith posted this. And I don't know, maybe this is a product we want to add to the shop there, Tommy. You know, fashions keep coming around. Well, I'm waiting for
Leisure suits might be coming back.
It could be.
Is there a logo on there? On the
No, there's
lapel
no
or
logo
something?
yet. We'd have to logo it.
We could put the logo on there.
Yep.
Groovy.
Maybe in a purple or something.
Maybe in a purple or something. Yeah.
Herb Charlick's back.
So if you wanted some of this nice swag, Tommy, there's got to be somewhere.
You know what there is? There's a place that I can send you to right now, AmateurLogic.Spreadshirt.com.
And it's even available in Canada, I think.
Yeah, look
Right
at there.
Yep.
Even you can even get them up above the Mason-Dixon line.
So if you want a hat or a shirt AmateurLogic.spreadshirt.com.
Or sweatshirt, jackets. A lot of good stuff in there.
Yep. A lot of things.
And if you get out with your stuff and take a picture, send it in, and we'll be glad to show you on here.
Yep. You never know where the hat's going to pop up.
Yeah. Again, those are just really fun when people send those in. I like seeing them.
Yeah, it is. And, we encourage you, if you're on the social networks, to join us. We've got a Facebook group that's pretty active, facebook.com/group/AmateurLogic.TV. We've got a Google Plus community for a little while longer till they shut it down.
Till April.
Yep. And you can follow us in the Twitterverse.
At AmateurLogic and at Ham College.
Yep.
And we also have an Instagram account. AmateurLogic's the name of that. But mostly when we go to Hamfest or something, you'll see some pictures on there. It's not too active unless we're on some kind of an outing.
Yeah. Well, we've been going almost 2 hours here nonstop, and really, I don't think there's that much that needs to be cut out of this. I may just post this one in the raw. I mean, not edit it.
Poor choice of words.
Yeah. Well, a fun show. Thanks everyone who joined us in the chat room tonight, and those of you who download the episode and watch it. Yeah. It's been another great year. We've had a fun time.
I'm gonna have to loosen my belt up after having this pastry and stuff.
Yeah, and the salt block over there. Mike,
I always leave those out for the deer.
Yeah, true. Mike, thank you for joining us tonight. That's it's always great to have you back.
Always a pleasure.
And at least we know now that you've only used about half of those up, so there could be a sequel at some point.
Did you notice, George? I put them all in folders when I shared the info with you, and one of those folders was not for broadcast or something to that effect.
I saw that.
Those were all the good ones are.
Yep, those the ones that didn't get shared.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We'll have to revisit those and see if any of them can make the cut. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't want the censors to.
Yeah, that's good.
To get them. Emile, good to see you again, and well, thanks for the Cajun Kringle here.
Yeah,
that is good stuff.
That's so good.
I think I like that better than king cake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. By a long shot.
That's the next season, so hey, maybe it's in the cards.
Yeah.
So until then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you guys, and thanks. And thanks, Mike and Ralph and everybody else.
Yep. Thanks. And Tommy, I think you've got a little vacation for the rest of the year here.
I got to work a few days next week, just a few, and then first week of January, I go back to work on the 2nd.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll hear you on the radio someday.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, you should. Plan on getting. I've got an antenna to put up and a bunch of ham stuff to do around the house. So
cool.
Looking forward to all that and having a few days at home to do it.
Well, I'm going to try to find some more things I can light and have the Arduino talk about over the holidays here. And
are you actually going to put that on the air, George?
What? Oh no! Oh, I don't know. You talking about full time, setting it up or something? I don't know. I could. I really don't know. I just. You first.
I was going to say, have it turn your lights on or something when you're pulling up in the driveway. Or,
oh yeah. Just
like the airports do for the runways.
Oh yeah, you could have it. You could do anything you want to with it. I bought that little Dtmf decoder at a Hamfest, and I showed it one time on Ham Nation, and nothing spectacular. I just turned on 3 LEDs with it, and I said I'm going to do something with this one day. This has got potential, and that's where it took me. It only took a year or two to get there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
See, that 2 years, that's my usually going rate to get things done.
Yep, that is.
I usually buy something, I'll sit on it for about 2 years, and then I'll finally go ahead and finish the project or whatever.
That's kind of how that one worked.
Yeah.
Marty, who's in the chat room, AD0PO, we have a kind of a running joke. It's a bit of a contest to see who can procrastinate the longest. I bought a BitX 40 back in, I think, October 2016, and it's still sitting in the box. And actually, I've one-upped them because I had bought a Hammond box to use as a cabinet, but I figured there's no way, if I haven't got the radio going at this point, there's no way I've got time to punch holes and make a faceplate for it and everything else. So I went out and bought this really cool case for it. It came from India, very reasonably priced, and so I'm not sure who's going to win the procrastination contest, but anyway, I'm 2 years, 28 months actually to be exact, for mine. I don't know if Marty's had his quite as long, so I think I'm still winning the contest.
Well, I think I could top that. I got to go through that box over there, Tommy.
Yeah.
See what's in there, but yeah, there's some things I've been sitting on a long time too.
Yeah. I think we're all kind of bad about that.
I didn't date code it though, so I can't prove any of it. Well, thanks for being here, everyone. Well, before we go, any final words, Tommy?
No, just thanks again for all the goodies, you guys, and appreciate everybody. I guess next time we come back, it'll be New Year, after the New Year.
For AmateurLogic.
So
we will be back with the Ham College at the end of the year.
Yeah, right. So, but for AmateurLogic, this is it till January.
Yeah, and some folks have asked, are we going to do a live stream for New Year's Eve this year? I don't know yet. We'll have to see. I've done a couple of those, and maybe we've done 2 of those. I don't know, 1 or 2, but we'll have to see what the holidays shake out like. But we'll post around if we're going to do that, and see how that goes. Emile, any final words from down south there?
Yeah, guys, stay safe, and because none of us want to hear the Christmas tree is on fire.
No.
Stay safe, everybody. 7-3.
And Mike, anything final from up north there?
Just safe travels, everyone, and happy holidays, and hopefully everybody gets time to spend time with their family.
Yep. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, and winter solstice or whatever.
Whatever you celebrate, have a good one, and appreciate you hanging with us. And I guess we'll see AmateurLogic people next year, and if you're a Ham College viewer, we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah, because you got one more class before we're out for the semester.
New Year.
All right. 7-3.
7-3.
7-3.